Hey, what's going on, good people? Welcome back to another video. So this is going to be this is my version of Marvel's Nightstalkers. I think in the original Nightstalkers they had Blade, Drake, and Dracula. I forgot who all. I think that was all they had. And it may have an extra person. I can't remember. Came out when I was I think a teenager. Actually, I might not be a teenager. Anyways, but this is my version of Nightstalker. I actually got some of these just so I could do this video. Well, not this video, but just like I could just have a collection like this. Particularly Werewolf by Night. Never really been a big fan of them. To be honest, I don't really know much about them anyways. Outside of, I just knew a little about them, but you know, I thought it was pretty cool in the Marvel series, the live action one. So I was like, you know what, this is actually a nice one to have. However, he was just all one base color. He was just brown, just a brown fur, which didn't look much like he did in the on the show. He may be more comic book accurate, but that's not what I was going for. So I just went and did flesh colored tone skin, and just kind of dry brushed it over the face and the ears. Actually, let me step back. Before then, I went over the whole body with the brown. Actually, another step back. That first step back was disastrous. I was gonna try to have fur to him, which you may not be able to tell. Some parts you may be able to see a little bit because I couldn't get all off. I actually added fur to the whole body, and then it looked great at first, but then by the end of it, it looked like Anthony Hopkins in the Wolfman when he got burnt up. So I ended up taking it all off. I was gonna toss the figure and just buy a new one, but I was like, let me just go ahead and try to paint it, see what happens. And it actually looked nice. It gave it a little bit of fuzz look in certain areas, which you can't see on camera, I don't think. But I really like how this came out, though. I wanted to have a little bit of that drool, so I put some gloss around the mouth so you can see that a little bit. Not sure how well it's coming on camera, but that was a lot of fun doing. I did think about adding cloth pants, but I didn't really feel like going through that right now. I may do it later. And then Moon Knight, kind of the same process. Went over it with a black wash, then a gray, no, not gray, black, then a brown wash. And then I just dry brushed it white. So to get this effect, I wanted to have a bit of that shadow effect. So I did go in here with I don't think I used black. I used like a gunmetal because I didn't want it too dark. I wanted it to look more like shadow on the face. So I went with a gunmetal, and then I went over with some silver rough and buff to kind of make it stand out a little bit. So, and I added a cloth cape that I got from some years ago. I got this, I think, 2 years ago from New Toys, or a year ago, something like that. It's been sitting in a box for a while. And then hit it with a gold accent. So, love how that came out. And then there's Blade. And Blade is Blade. Made this one a while ago. But what I did do recently, I had a vest for this one that I had made by a guy that was kind of a scam artist. I did end up getting my stuff after harassing him for a while, but a lot of people did not get theirs before he disappeared. But I went back to 3D Customs, who I've gotten several things from my Blade figures, my other Blade Customs that I've made. Had him make this one because the original one was a little too small. So I had him remake this one. He actually made it for the right size. He has different sizes that you could pick, which are perfect. And it looks great. It fits him now. So that's pretty much the only change in him, the vest and the belt. As a matter of fact, for this Blade, that's all I got from him. I did cut a hole in this one. I wanted it to be a little higher, but the way the sheath is, it would stick stick down too far below. So that's about as low as I could get it. And then just cut a hole in the back of the trench coat. But you're not gonna see it from that back direction anyway. You just see him from this. And it really bothered me before not being able to have the if I can get him to stand up here, not being able to have the sword in the trench coat. I like to be accurate as much as possible. And then there's Dracula. So this is the Marvel Legends Dracula. I got this. This is actually more like a Werewolf by Night. I think I bought this. I think it came out a year ago. And it had been sitting in a box for a while because I knew I just wanted to repaint it. It had a black and red suit, and then this is just like a bright red. I wanted it to have more of a armored look, like an ancient armor look to it. I got rid of the plastic cape that it had, replaced it with this is from the Bro Toy Superman, Black Suit Superman. So I replaced the cape with that. Then I had some, what is it? I think it was just like oh, actually I have it sitting right here. I use this. This is just what you get from a Hobby Lobby or Michael's. It's pretty inexpensive, the extreme metallic look. And I first went over in red, then I went over with the black version of that, of the extreme metallic. And then I went back over it with the red again. Then I kind of brushed the edges of it with black, and I finally went over in the end. It's a lot of little steps to this. Easy, but little steps to it. Went over it with gold rough and buff just to hit the edges to give it like a more of a rustic, you know, older look to it. So weathered look. That's what I'm trying to go for. And I think it came out great. I did repaint the talons here, repainted the earrings. I didn't do anything to the face. I did start to replace the ponytail with with some hair I have from another figure, but I may do that another time. Oh, and then I hit the sword with some silver, well, no, with the pearl extreme metallic look. Extreme metallic paint. That's what I'm trying to say. And this Sabertooth, well, I just need another Pharaoh type person, just a beast. Somebody be a beast to the game. This is one I did a while back, maybe a year or two ago now. Use the Luke Cage body because since I was doing a custom Luke Cage, didn't need the body anymore. But you know, hey, waste not, want not. Use that body for this. You know, Wolverine, I don't see him being one of the Nightstalkers. I mean, I don't think he ever was in the comics, so I wasn't gonna change that then. But with Sabertooth can be, you know, depending on what his needs or alliances are, he can work with he's an unreliable team member, but I can see him being one of the Nightstalkers helping out. You know, people had to keep him in check a little bit. But anyways, so that's pretty much it for this video. Had a lot of fun making these. As I said, these were really easy to do. It was just quick repaint on them. This was just mainly just a wash and then dry brush, and actually same for Werewolf by Night too. I didn't really have to do a whole lot to him either though. I mean, it takes a little time, but as far as like just real effort and doing stuff, like Blade took quite a bit more time. But anyways, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, hit like, subscribe, share, and I'll catch you on the next video.